All right, hard yarners. Awesome episode. Really like that. Today we were joined by Michael Cordner. But before we talk about what we spoke about, today's episode is brought to you by alltradescover.com.au. If you're watching at home, you can see behind our wonderful guests there their incredible logo. But All Trades Cover, they're going to cover you insurance-wise if you're a big business, small business, or medium-sized business. But specifically if you're a tradie. And the best thing about them is they've got people in their office. Quite a few of them have been in trades themselves, so they understand the pitfalls and know where people fall down with their coverage. And they've done enough across the board where they've seen all the pitfalls. They've seen people's, areas that they haven't got covered and what's happened to them and how they can improve. So get involved with All Trades Cover, specifically the tradies. And, tell them Hard Yard sent you. That helps us. Also, this episode is brought to you by Crafted Finance. If you need any sort of loan, specifically mortgage brokering, that's their specialty. But they're able to help you out with a lot of things finance. As you would have heard if you listened to our episode with Luke, who is the founder of Crafted Finance. A couple of weeks ago, Luke Tedesco, we talked all things finance. And the big thing about them is they want to prioritise giving you all of the options, specifically the best options for the term of the loan. And then it's up to you. They just want to provide you all the information. It's not like they make more money by choosing a specific lender. They're just giving you the best options. And I think that's what's best about them. They're like-minded, they're listeners, they're good friends, good people. And tell them the Hard Yarn sent you. That would be much appreciated from my end. But, Michael, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, bro.
From Land the Jab. What did we speak about today?
Oh, what didn't we?
Yes.
Mental health.
Yes.
We went down a run club, rabbit hole.
Yes.
You bragged about your running, half of it. That's about it.
Yeah. No, we covered a bit of boxing, resilience, the overprescription of certain drugs, SSRIs and whatnot. Mate, fucking very good episode. I think a lot of people are going to get a lot out of this, as usual. And without further ado, let's get hard.
Welcome to Hard Yarns Podcast.
I am fucking fat.
Anything Chris White says, please disregard it.
5D is actually a state of being. It's a unity consciousness.
That was Hard Yarns with me, Frankie Rose. So I'm going to throw it over to your co-host,
Daniel Jelby.
And Cameron Branch.
I would do this and then I'd gong.
Free in attendance for the millions listening at home. Let's get hard.
All right. Mate, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, bro.
Mate, I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. I know you're only here for a short time.
Yep.
Sorry, this morning if listeners are watching at all or anyone's watching and I'm covered in glitter, I've been at my daughter's carnival day.
Oh, is that why?
Mate,
It's not what you told me.
Yeah. So, and she, mate, and I'll say to the listeners, I don't mind, so she ran most of the race, which is a fucking big step for her. So that's chuffed dad today, mate. Like very chuffed to show you video. Good. Very good. So, but mate, enough about me. We've got Michael Cordner on, and mate, you're over from East. Where'd you come in from?
From Sydney.
Sydney.
Yeah.
Cool.
From Sydney.
And you're staying in Cottesloe. Good spot.
Cottesloe. Yeah. It's a good spot. I was just saying before. I got off the plane. And I was buried in my laptop and I was still kind of in like rushy Sydney mode. Yeah. And then I got out of the Uber at the beach and I was like, oh, wow, this is a slow town.
It's fucking chill.
And there's no one here.
Nah.
In the whole Perth. I was in the city just before. There's no one there.
Nah, well, I mean, as a moment, it's a bit fucked. But like when you get into the peak of summer, it's pretty packed. But even then, it's not. Like not compared to Sydney. Like, Sydney scares me.
Like, have you've been?
Yeah. Like even when so we went up and I'm glad we did our show in the Northern Beaches, but we did a show up in Northern Beaches, something in Manly area, and that's obviously pretty chill. And, that's fucking beautiful spot actually. I loved it.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Beautiful actually, really like gorgeous. But yeah, when we come back, I had a flight to Austria. I was flying out to Austria after the show we did in Sydney for the Up and Joke tour, and just driving past Sydney. I've been there before, but you sort of lose a bit of the magnitude of it. You know, you go to see the Sydney Opera House and the Harbour Bridge, but when you drive past it on the way to the airport, you're like, what the fuck, man? This place is immense. Look at all the roads and all the swinging fucking bridges. And, oh, mate.
It's a real city, dude.
Mate.
It's a real hustle bustle.
Mate, it's too much for me.
Yeah.
Like, do you like it? What's...
I like working there.
Yeah.
I like escaping as well.
Yeah.
This has actually been really good, even though I'm only here for like 24 hours. It's actually been already really good.
Mate,
I'm not from Sydney. I'm from just out of Melbourne, Geelong.
Oh, yeah, cool.
So that's a little bit quieter.
One of those fuckers, hey?
Yeah.
Freezing,
those
hey?
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is cold.
Yeah.
And I don't follow AFL, and I'm not doing this AFL thing.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
not doing
Because
that.
Geelong can need a dick.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
I've actually got a mate who goes to West Coast, and I know there
Oh,
was
good man. Yeah, but we suck, so.
Yeah.
But, mate, you're obviously not on to talk footy. You're over for, I guess, spreading the word about what you're doing, laying the jab.
Yeah. So, I just came over because a couple the podcasts are available at the same time to talk about the youth program. So I run Land the Jab, which is a boxing youth program.
Yeah, that's cool.
So the idea is we're trying to fill the gap between young people who need clinical intervention into their mental health and the other kids who just need something to do and a little bit of purpose.
Bit of discipline, a bit of connection, a bit of community.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. And how did you get into that? Because generally, and I have no background check. I don't do any research. People give me shit sometimes for not doing any research. But my experience is that most people who create these programs had some sort of experience with it themselves, whether it's a family member, friend, or themselves. Is that how yours unfolded?
Exactly, yep. When I was younger, about 14, 15 is when I first reached out about my mental health, mainly because I just I was stressing about school a lot and some other things were going on. So I reached out to my mum and she said, go see a GP, get a mental health plan, which is pretty standard way to go about it. You know, it was nothing crazy. I wasn't losing my mind or anything. I was just a bit stressed and
standard anxiety into high school.
100%.
Yeah, got a lot.
I was 15, bro. It's
Yeah.
It's just what happens. So I went to the GP. It was the first time I went to the doctor by myself. I told him what was going on, and I walked out with a prescription for sertraline, an antidepressant, and diazepam, so Valium,
Great.
and no mental health plan. And
So just a Band-Aid.
just a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
And a pretty dangerous Band-Aid. And that obviously went on. I kept changing medication prescriptions and went on and on. And then my doctor took me off them when I was probably 18. I had severe withdrawal symptoms and I had no skills to deal with my anxiety. So that time from 14 to 18, which are pretty important developmental periods of your life, I had just been numbing all that out.
And so not building any resilience, no perseverance, no way to adapt to certain issues and things that come up in everyday life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now I had a drug addiction as well.
Yeah.
So
fuck.
it kind of spiraled me out of control a little bit. And I went to rehab a couple of times after that, in and out. And then I decided a couple of years ago that I was going to take zero medication. I wasn't going to do it. And now I'm feeling much better. But the reason I started Land the Jab is because boxing was a cornerstone that did really help me through that.
Yeah, okay.
When I didn't know how to deal with everything that was going on once I came off the medication, boxing taught me a lot about resilience and life and the proper pathway.
Yeah. Yeah, mate, boxing is I've done boxing circuits.
Yeah.
And that's it. So
You've never fought?
I've never fought. I've done some real boxing training when I started going with a mate. They were all semi-pros and
sweet.
And I was like, I said to him, I don't know anything. I don't even know how to fucking throw a jab. And they just like, just jump in. Fuck, man.
Yeah, it's hard.
Oh, my God.
It's hard.
And I've said this before, the sweat that come out of me just through the sort of like trying to find position inside and like grappling and those sorts of things, sparring, the sweat that came out of me was like a different sweat, man.
Yeah,
it was like,
it's
and I've
real,
done pre-season, I'd play footy, like semi-professional
So you're
football.
fit.
So I'm fit.
Yeah.
And this was different. It's
different,
hectic.
bro.
Yeah.
It's different.
And so what role did that play for you?
Boxing.
Yeah.
Well, it just became something that I could attach my life to. And if I was boxing and I had a fight coming up and I was training, I knew that at least in some way I was doing the right thing.
Yeah.
In some way I was on the right path and I was going somewhere. I wasn't just stagnating
Yeah.
and festering in my own sad violin of my mental health.
Yeah.
I was actually moving towards something. And then from that, I grew up with boxing. I had my first fight when I was 12.
Yeah.
So I grew up with it, and the whole time I was extracting lessons from it, like all fighters do.
Yeah.
About life and drawing parallels to my own life. And
So it ended up being less about the actual boxing and the
Yeah.
and the winning matches and just more what you're learning from it and the
Yeah.
I guess the competitiveness, the community building, the structure, the discipline, all of it.
Yeah, well, it's a really raw form. It's a really raw way to look at life.
Yeah.
Because it's you and another person and a challenge right in front of you. You both want the same thing. You have to fight each other to get it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what life is. You have to
Yeah.
fight for what you want.
The only issue, I guess, is when you idolize a sport as that's your identity. That's where another issue comes in, because when you can't any longer do it, you'll see a lot of professional sportsmen when they get to the end, they have this question of, who am I? What am I here for? What's my purpose? I've lost all direction.
100%.
And they spiral. And
100%. That's
yeah.
why I've got land the jab.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, no, you're right. You can't do it forever. I had my pro debut in 2022. And after that, I put my name in for every fight show for the next 12 months and didn't get a match. And that was really tough.
Yeah.
For the first 6-8 months, I was still training really hard. And then it's tough to keep up that discipline without something
fucking
in the pipeline.
Yeah.
I did. The wheels fell off a little bit. You know?
Yeah. So I think Volk said that exact thing. Like, he couldn't get a fight for a while because it just wasn't working.
Yeah.
He got injured when he could have one, and he just wanted one.
Yeah.
And you see him nearly in tears because he just wants that thing. And you realise, oh no, his identity is that.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's assessed that and addressed it. But, you see it.
Well, that's the hard thing, because if you want to be the best, especially like when you're talking about Volk, that's the pinnacle of the biggest organization in the sport. Like,
correct.
That's as good as you can get. You have to be insane to it. There can't really be too much else going on in your life.
Yeah, very good point.
So there's a catch-22 there, bro.
Yeah, so if you want it, you have to deal with the consequences. Well, look, perfect example is, I'm not sure if you're aware of him, Timmy Franklin. He ran around the world. He was the first Australian to do it, or he's second fastest man to ever do it.
Yeah, right.
And he, the only reason he didn't get the fastest is his dad died during the run. He had to come back home for 2 weeks.
Oh, shit,
and
no way.
spend some time with his dad before he passed away. And then he went back and finished it because his dad said, I want you to finish what you started. Incredible.
Oh, dude.
But he was aware of what we're talking about. He was aware of this. I've created this is my identity. This is what it is. And at the end of it, I know that I'm going to have this little fall off the cliff. It's going to become what's now. What do I do next?
Yeah.
And even though he was aware of it, once he finished it, he rocked into Brisbane. He finished up. A couple of days later, he put a post up going, I'm fucking lost. Like, I am broken. And he had an awareness that was going to happen and still suffered.
Still, yeah.
So that is the catch 2022. 2022. that is the catch 20, isn't it? Like, it's, if you are going to put yourself in a position where you want that much greatness, you're probably going to have the fall off the cliff.
Yeah. Well, if you look at, I was talking about this yesterday as well. Always goes back to this. Conor McGregor. He's struggling, dude.
Yeah.
And how could you not? He got propelled into the spotlight, and these aren't normal people. This is often what people forget, is these aren't movie stars or tennis players or soccer players. These are professional fighters. They're already crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you got to remember, they're doing this for free for like 10, 12, 15 years before you see them. You can't be normal when you do that. So when you give these guys millions of dollars and propel them into the spotlight, you can't expect them to conform to the normal standard of Hollywood.
No, correct.
Fame. It's not
And you
gonna
can
work.
see, I mean, without trying to assume what he's thinking and doing, like, you can see it play out with people like him and other people around the world. The way they deal with that understanding that, the pinnacle is now it's not within my reach. And looks like he's gone in different ways.
Yeah.
He's the way he's dealt with it, maybe not the healthiest of ways.
No.
And potentially maybe in 10 years' time, he might look back and go, this is this and this and this, and reflect. He might reflect tomorrow. He might even be aware of it and not give a fuck.
Yeah. There's also that too.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
It's his life, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
He's done it.
But there are a lot of people who deal with it in other ways. Some of it can be down the bottom of a bottle.
Yep.
Some people can fall into depressive states and just do nothing. Some people gain a heap of weight. Whatever. none of it's incredible, none of it's right, but none of it's wrong. Like, it is what it is, and you can reflect and work on it, which is, I guess, what you're doing.
Yeah, 100%. That's what we're trying to do, and that's why I like having this as purpose. And it's interesting having this. This is my purpose, and I'm using it to teach other people about finding their own purpose.
I'm interested in that because is that a Band-Aid to a point? Like, do you think? I've never really thought about that, but is that a Band-Aid?
Well, there's a few different ways to think about that. What I'm trying to discern is, use the example as, let's say a kid comes to me, right? He comes to Learn the Jab program.
Yeah.
He's 14 years old. He's got ADHD and he's being prescribed dexamphetamine, okay? If he takes just the dexamphetamine, the research says that if he just takes the dexamphetamine, he'll get similar results to if he just does therapy. But when he gets off the medication, he's not going to have any skills to keep going. He's going to need it again.
Yeah.
If you just do the therapy, you get the same result. But if you stop doing therapy, you've actually got something you can bring with you. So that's where I think it's far less of a Band-Aid. And nothing's perfect, obviously, and we need multifaceted approaches. I'm not saying like this is the fix and this is wrong. It's very complex as well.
Yeah.
But
this seems far better than prescribing a drug.
For a big group of kids, yeah.
And that's not to suggest that drugs don't have a place.
100%. Of course they do.
And it's fucked that we even have to say that.
I know.
Oh, yeah. You're not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. But this over-prescription and just reliance on it and not providing any sort of life tools, which is what I guess you're doing, that's more absurd.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's actually quite dangerous, especially when you talk about SSRIs. They're the most popular antidepressant. They're selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. So basically they're increasing the serotonin in your brain, which is a neurotransmitter that helps connect thoughts and makes your brain more active. And those can be quite dangerous for young people. If you take antidepressants from the age 15 to 24, between that age, you're twice as likely to attempt suicide while you're on antidepressants.
Crazy.
Which is a pretty crazy statistic. The FDA, the Americans have a black box warning for it. We don't have one.
Wow.
But they can be dangerous.
I mean, RFK is even calling to investigate them and their role in potential mass shootings and their relationship with psychotic outbursts and break.
I have seen a bit of this, actually.
And the fact that he's even, then he gets torn to pieces by mainstream media for going, well, look, they're all on it.
Yeah.
We should look into this.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking, here comes the mainstream media, the extinction of the big pharmaceutical companies. Going, oh, well, you're a fucking conspiracy theorist. No, like, hey, let's look at it. There's nothing wrong with looking into it and going, no, it's all good.
Exactly.
But we have found that this is an issue. Like, you'll find other things. It's the same with the vaccine debate. Like, there's nothing wrong with looking at it and go, okay, well, let's put that to bed. Now we can move on to something else. Like, we need to figure it out. There's chronic illness. There's all these things.
I think people forget that two things can be true at the same time.
Yeah, correct.
People have just lost this idea that they can be kind of good and kind of bad, and we can shift them. There can be grey areas here.
There's nothing wrong with suggesting that vaccines help people and then going, hey, we could make them safer. Like, that is not an absurd statement.
No. Like, they're gold or they're shit. That's the only two options.
So and I guess that's the same with mental health. There's no suggesting, and there's no reason to suggest that all drugs are bad for all of the kids. That maybe in an emergency use, sometimes these are required and they have a really good impact on some of these kids and adults. But sometimes they cause some fucking bad things.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. So, so what are you guys doing? Like, what sort of programs? Do you actually, is there a program on building the resilience? Because that, for me, in my mind, bro science is the number one thing that I feel like we could all work on. All of us.
100%. Yeah. Well, that's so the program is broken into modules. So the kids will come in and the modules go for 2 weeks each. And each of them is a boxing metaphor, right? So the first one is land the jab. That one is for making a start.
Yeah.
So in boxing, the jab is the most important punch. It's probably it should be the first one you're going to throw.
Yeah.
And we use it to stay safe. We use it to set up our other shots, and we use it as a fallback. So like a foundation we can have throughout the whole fight.
Yeah.
And so we teach them the jab, we teach them the sport, and then slowly we're filtering in, hey, look, if you're struggling, maybe you could start eating better. That's a start. That's a jab.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And by the end of it, we all keep saying, have a jab at it. Like have a stab at it. And it's like, if you want to do something, have a jab at it. And they understand what it actually means more.
Yeah. Whether that's work on your health, find a purpose, find a hobby.
Anything.
Yeah. Find some connection, find 100%. A group. Yeah.
That's the point. And that's why they're transferable skills. You can take them a little bit further.
Yeah.
It
is. That's a great way of showing that metaphor.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah. We have a few. We have Who's in Your Corner, which is about proper advice and trusting relationships. So sometimes when you're fighting, there's thousands of people barking at you.
Yeah.
They want their advice. You've got your opponent's supporters. You've got your girlfriend, your family. You got all this emotionally charged.
You got podcasters that don't know shit.
Fucking these guys as well, mate. Yeah. And trying to discern what's the right advice from that is really tough. And that's the same thing when you're growing up. You've got people you look up to, bad influences. Yeah. And we draw parallels to that. So that's kind of the way we're doing it.
Yeah.
And down for the count is the one for resilience. So down for the count, get up, scratch it off, and keep going.
Yeah.
If all you can think about is how you got hit and what shot you got hit with, this happened to me heaps, and that's the only thing you can see, and you just keep picturing this right overhand coming at you, you can't focus on anything else, and you can't build anything from that.
Yeah.
And that's the parallel we try to draw.
Yeah, it's great. Because people can't see the light at the end of the tunnel when they're in that darkness. They 100%. Can't see it. They're just, I've been there in any situation, whether it's small or big. Just you can't see it. Like, how am I going to find my fucking way out of this?
Yeah.
Well, you just go back to your foundations.
Just jab.
Just jab.
Just the next
start.
part.
It's
just
great.
the next part.
I like it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that's what it's all about.
So, and what's go with the program? Is it all around Australia, or what are you opening up sectors?
No, so it's still just me.
Yeah,
I brought some people on last year, and we don't get funding. It's completely funded mostly from my pocket.
Yeah,
and sometimes we get paid very little for stuff we do. But yeah, it's just we did programs in southwestern Sydney, in Campbelltown. We do programs in eastern Sydney. And yeah, that's what we're doing at the moment. We are looking to expand that. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. Right. No, it's great. I think any form of resilience building in any kids, anyone you're a perfect example. Your prime resilience building years were taken away from you, numbed out by this drug.
Exactly. Yeah.
When you potentially could have built that resilience by finding a difficult situation. You're nervous for exams. You want to look good in front of other girls or boys. Whatever the fuck it is, like trying to fit in a group. Trying to impress your parents.
Exactly.
Whatever it is. You've done something wrong and you're hiding it from people or whatever.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing I missed out on was actually social anxiety.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you ever had benzodiazepines before.
No.
But social anxiety is not in your mind. You're not thinking about what other people think of you.
Yeah.
And that's why they're so good, because that's exactly what I was struggling with, is I was worried in social situations.
Yes.
And, but I didn't have any of that.
Yeah.
So I never got to test what worked and what didn't. I was just completely being myself, which I know sounds like it's good, but you need a test, and you need to be nervous in some situations. That's the biggest thing I missed out on, is social anxiety.
Yeah. Well, that's the one thing any sort of competitive sport teaches. Like, those nerves are fucking good. It means something to you.
Yeah.
Like, that's great. I used to, if I didn't feel nervous before a game of footy, I'd probably make me more nervous. It just make you go, oh, what, don't you care?
Yeah.
And I know there's confidence and stuff, but maybe that's built because of the resilience. But you need those nerves. You need that. And also it's just exciting.
Yes.
It's fun. But yeah, again, people can't see that when they're in it.
No. But it's important. Adversity is very important. It's shaped the greatest minds we've ever known. Adversity's shaped them, and we look up to them, and we draw knowledge from them. But when it happens to us, we think it's only happening to us.
Yeah.
So it's very dangerous like that. But everyone's the same, and everyone's just doing their best. So if you can just try to remember that, for me anyway, that made it a bit easier.
Well, I've always thought anxiety and or like lack of resilience, it's contextual. Because if you've experienced something that's more difficult than that, you can draw on that and go, well, this is fuck all.
Yeah.
Like, and if you continuously put yourself in some of those difficult situations, even if it's going for a sauna or an ice bath, something you don't want to do, the next thing you do that day, you'll be like, I just jumped into an ice bath for 5 minutes. Like,
Exactly.
I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this email, it's going to be a little difficult to navigate. Like,
What's that?
it's nothing compared to that. It's like
Yeah.
contextual. And you can have things like, okay, I've gone through a divorce and, I need to go do the shops and balance my day and pick up my daughter. Oh, it's a challenging day. Like, no, you went through something difficult. Like, it's contextually, you can just go, well, that's easy now.
Yeah.
And if those are obviously extreme examples, but then if you're chucking in these little things where you're going for a run when you don't want to go for a run, or doing the ice bath, cold exposure, and whatever.
Anything that's difficult
Yes.
and is beneficial.
Because
that's it.
We live in such an easy society.
Yeah.
And things become easy, instant gratification. We don't even have to wait for fucking ads on TV anymore. We skip them. We don't need that. We don't have any resilience. So I think by default, we actually need to force ourselves into these difficult situations to create a resilience. Even if it's minor things, we need to do it.
Yeah, you're right.
Well,
You'll find a problem.
Yeah.
You'll find one.
When the fuck in history have there been like 7 and 8 year olds being prescribed antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication?
No, dude.
Like, I've seen dogs getting prescribed
Yeah, I have to.
Anxiety.
Diazepam for dogs, yeah.
What do you
I've seen that.
Are you're not considering the fact that maybe we're just feeding them wrong or breeding them wrong? Or
Yeah, you give them dry kibble every day
Yeah.
and keep them in an apartment. They're like, oh, yeah, this dog was just born with
that's
anxiety.
that's what I'm
yeah.
So we're just
Here's
finding
the pharmaceutical industry to swoop in and save the dog from the outside.
And the big pharma, like you go down that path, like that's just. We talk about corruption, and there's an actual. I'm not sure if you're aware. There's anti-corruption rallies going on.
I did see
this weekend.
Yeah,
I'm speaking. I got asked to speak.
Perth one, yeah.
At the Perth one, so they're all around Australia. And I got asked the other day to speak, and I didn't want to do. I didn't go, and I didn't want to be involved in the other one last week because I knew it was who it was run by, and I just didn't. I understood that 90% of the people there are there for the right reasons. They're just concerned about certain issues. This one is covering it all.
Sweet.
So when it comes to big pharmaceutical companies, basically telling governments what to do, and influencing policy decisions and lockdowns and all these fucking things that they've done in the past, that's corruption, and we can see it in other ways. When it comes to taxing and all that, but that's obviously so. No, but there is corruption, and people can see it. That's
the difference now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so this is why we got a rally on this weekend. Like,
awesome,
it's great. Like, I don't know how big it's going to be because it's not as emotionally triggering as anti-government corruption versus anti-immigration or mass immigration. What the theme of the last one was. That's emotionally triggering to a lot of people. So they're like, I'm coming, I'm showing up. So
I'll tell you what's interesting about the last couple of demonstrations, because obviously in Melbourne it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Sydney, there was lots of numbers. Everyone, it's really hard to get a big group of people together like that and for there not to be clashes.
Yeah.
Because with social media now, this isn't just a rally for one specific idea and thought path.
Yeah.
This is everyone's little opinion forming little groups and coming together as one. So there's always going to be friction. But it's inspiring to me that more and more people want to unite with something.
Yeah.
They want to meet in one place for something.
Yeah.
If we can direct that, we're onto something, dude.
Right.
And anti-corruption's a good one. That's broad. And
we all look at the government and say, you're corrupt as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, we can see when you're prioritizing certain corporations. Like, that's an easy one for us to all unite against and say, hey, stop it. Fucking you're trying to tax us instead of a big oil giant. You're like, what? Leave my bedroom alone. The bedroom tax is a perfect example. But I mean, I spoke about this last week that if we could bring the world together, if we realised that we're all wanting the same thing, we're all in this together. We just have been pushed to think that we're on opposite sides. The left think or the right are racists and misogynists, and then the right think that the actual misogynists and the racists are the ones who are making them look bad because they have some similar values. And then the actual racists, if they understood that they're only racist because of lies that they've been told either through their family and propaganda and pushed by certain governments and whatever. It's like the people at the top pulling the strings, orchestrating the division. They're the ones you should be pointing the finger at instead.
Yes.
They're the ones.
Yeah, don't comment on Instagram.
No.
Don't be getting rage baited by bots on Instagram.
Exactly.
Because that's what's happening a lot. People need to remember that the algorithm on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts is perfectly curated to piss you off.
Yes.
So do not be surprised when it pisses you off. The greatest minds of our generation are sitting in rooms, engineering ways to keep you hooked, and the best way to do it is to piss you off. So just put it down.
Well,
just put it down.
Something has happened to the algorithm lately. There has been a lot of conservative videos or conservative podcasters and influencers. Their videos are starting to get way more traction, and people are starting to notice it. And I think, I guess, top of my head, but that would be hate breeds virality. And if you're hating something, you're staying on that Instagram feed or that TikTok feed or whatever.
Well, the metric is watch time.
Yeah. And you watch things you hate more than you watch things that you love.
100%.
Like, I mean, I get caught doing it sometimes. I've changed my Instagram. I've done it. I think I've beaten it.
Oh, you like made a new account?
No. What I do is specifically, if I'm getting shown too much shit, I'll go out, I'll search something like, puppy dogs, whatever, loving puppy dogs, whatever the fuck it is. And then I'll like a few of the videos and keep liking them. Or, Formula One, I want to watch all these Formula One videos. I'll like all them and I'll get it going, and it'll just start showing you that because it knows that's what I want to see. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So you just go out there, like it, comment on a few things that you actually want to see.
Yep.
It's an algorithm.
That's
it starts going,
probably
oi, this guy started to like and comment on this. We're going to show him more of it. So that's how I do it on purpose.
It's a lot of effort.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It's a lot of effort.
But then you still get trapped with the old ones.
Yeah.
They come through, political ones and health ones.
And they're enticing, dude. They are. I find myself doing it still. I'm like, ooh.
But I'm not any longer going to get angry at anyone that opposes me because...
But you used to.
Well, yeah. I wouldn't get angry, but maybe I'd try and prove them wrong, or engage in a conversation. Let's find where there's a happy ground in the middle, which normally there is. But and I used this example the other day, like an Abby Chatfield, for example. She goes on her big rants, and it does nothing for me to point out the stupidity in something because she might have a good point in one area or whatever. Rare, but she might But I have just told you how we've all been orchestrated to think different things.
Yeah.
That's so stupid of me to then judge her for being told to think this when I have in the past been, orchestrated to think this. We've both been manipulated in a certain way, and we should all just realise we're all in it together. Yeah. So I'm no longer even going to comment on that sort of stuff and just go, this is what I see is happening in the world. I'm going to try to. I know I'm going to fall into old traps and clipping up things that are going to clearly help my reach. But I'm going to try to, as much as I possibly can, be conscious of it and go, right, this is what I like to see. Here's the good news.
Yeah.
And focus on that. Because that's where that's what I'm going to see. That's my life algorithm.
Yeah.
So I want to change my life algorithm. I want to stop seeing the negative. I want to stop seeing people who I disagree with and wanting to prove them wrong and just going, well, this is what I am. This is what I believe. This is what I see. And that's going to hopefully change my life algorithm.
That's a good way to look at it. Did you just think of that, or you've been thinking?
It's something I've been thinking about over the last few weeks, and
that's kind of gold, dude. A life algorithm, because it works the same way. Hey, whatever you put energy to, you're kind of going to feed back.
Correct. Yeah, it's like a feedback loop. It's the same with your algorithm. The more you put energy into the racial divide protest or the sexism or misogyny or Trump or Israel, whatever, all that sort of stuff. You put energy into it, you're going to see it.
Yes.
Whereas if I just want to see the people coming together and spreading love or seeing my mates have a good time or seeing my daughter flourish, then fuck, that's my life algorithm. Yes. And there I'm going to be a lot happier.
Yeah.
So I think that comes down to your own choices, doesn't it?
I think so. That's gold.
Yeah.
I actually like that.
Start
the
putting
life algorithm.
Put it in there.
Put it in the program.
Put it in the program.
A little patent or something.
Yeah. Mate, life algorithm, maybe that's something I should start pushing a bit. Change your life algorithm.
Yeah, do it.
I mean, I don't know how I would do that, really, aside from just consciously choosing to see. It's hard, though, because people watch the news.
I know. Oh, you know what? I was thinking about this the other day. So how interesting is it if you had who's that neo-Nazi guy? the
Oh
other
yeah,
day.
dickhead.
Yeah,
Can't
that
remember.
bloke.
We can all agree we hate him, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
That's,
Good.
We all
We all don't like
we've
that
come
guy.
together.
I know, finally.
Yeah.
If you had him on this podcast,
Yes.
you would be platforming a neo-Nazi.
Yeah, correct.
Right?
Yeah.
I found out about him from Channel 9 News. And no one's saying that they're platforming
No.
Nazis. I wouldn't have known who this guy is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have looked him up. I wouldn't have seen anything.
Yeah.
And if I was 15 years old and influential, that could actually be dangerous. But it wasn't all the right-wing avenues that got me there. It was the television.
Yeah.
It was Channel 9 and Channel 10.
Mate,
It's weird to think about it like
the
that.
news shapes our life algorithm.
Yeah.
That is our life algorithm. Well, not
Yeah.
for me anymore. I don't look at it, but
Yeah.
the news shapes so many people's life algorithm. They see, the housing crisis, and they see the war in Ukraine, and they see Donald Trump doing something silly or whatever they want to see, and that's what they will continue to see. Whereas I'm just going to watch that little happy video at the end of the sport and go, there's a squirrel riding around on a surfboard. Look at that. How good. That's all I'm going to see. I'm fucking over it.
Yep.
I'm choosing to see love and the good things in life.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's hard though. Because
Well, especially for you.
Yeah,
For
well,
you, it's going to be harder.
political commentary, like social commentary, and just conspiracies, all that sort of stuff, it does lead you down the path of like you're seeing it. And
Yes.
that's why it's going to be a difficult thing to navigate. And I know I'll fall into old habits and
Yeah.
I will go down there. But also, there is the side of me that goes, is that turning your back on voicing for the voiceless and shining light on these injustices? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is.
I feel you with that.
Yeah.
So I posted a reel from a podcast I did a little bit ago about dexamphetamine and Vyvanse, and some of the literature surrounding it. And I got obviously a lot of people like, that's great, and they shared their own stories with me. And there was about 10% of people who solidly didn't agree.
Yeah.
And I got the whole, you're not a doctor, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
That sort of thing. And for a day, it stabbed, it's the first time I've ever experienced that.
Yeah.
I don't post a lot of things on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it stabbed me a little bit, and I was like, ooh, maybe I should back off on this. Maybe I don't want to put myself in this ring.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Fuck off.
Yeah.
I know that this is a problem, right? I've got my opinion on it. I'm in this realm, right? I work in this area. I have lived experience in it. I am actually going to keep talking about it.
Yeah.
And those people are 100% allowed to comment on it. I'll leave all those comments there because I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
And people should be questioning what I say, 100%.
Yeah.
So let's keep this dialogue happening. And I'm just going to try just calcify myself across from it a little bit and make sure that it doesn't affect me.
Well, I never ever delete comments unless someone's been like a racist or something ridiculous on there. But I never delete comments, anything, anyone having a go. Sometimes I'll even comment back. Used to try and rile them up. Now I just engage in conversation. And most recently, it's I said I wasn't going to that march. Everyone felt like they were betrayed that I wasn't going to go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I've never experienced hate like that in my life.
Really?
Like generally, I'll get a few in our clips. Happens, but I just look at it and generally fog it off. But this was people who follow us, people who really enjoy our stuff, and some of the hurtful shit I was getting. And it hurt for a little bit. Like, it got me. And I was like, fuck, man. The people who, these are the people that we've built up to follow the podcast, feel, they think similarly, and they're hating. Like, they are dreadful comments and messages and DMs. And I told this the other day on the podcast. I engaged with one person. I don't know why. There was one person who was messaging me, and I engaged, and we had I just refused to engage with hatred back and not be an arsehole back. And then by the end, he ended up just saying, I'm sorry, I'm really angry and I feel helpless, and I felt basically like you're turning your back on us, and I used to fuck with you so hard, and now I don't know what to think, and all this sort of stuff. And I was like, man, I completely understand. Like, everyone is at their wit's end. People are so emotionally drained for seeing our governments and states and corporations just not listen. Yeah. And just completely dismiss anyone's concerns. And eventually you start to just feel like, what the fuck? And then if you've seen someone who you thought was in your corner,
all that negative energy, you're like, there it is.
Yeah. So I took it and I went, it's all good, man. I actually understand.
Yeah,
I get
right.
it. And wow, man, once he came back and said, yeah, I'm sorry for being a dick. I'm just fucking over it all.
Yeah.
It was great, man.
Yeah.
And good reflection by him, self-reflection.
Yeah, it's fairly honest. Yeah.
For him to go, I'm just angry.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, and then perseverance and like, if that's one person.
Yeah.
And I don't care. That was enough for me
Yeah.
to go, no, there's a reason I am going to continue to be the good person I can be
Yeah.
in any situation, no matter how I'm being treated.
Yeah.
Some people will be like, nah, fucking stand up for yourself, bro. And I'm like, no, it doesn't
Where,
work, man.
where does that get you, dude?
Yeah, it doesn't
Honest.
work. It doesn't work. And I could just go, yeah, you're a fucking dick, whatever.
Yeah.
No,
No.
I'm just doing the same thing. I'm acting emotionally towards
Yeah.
someone else's emotional response.
Yeah.
Both understand. If the left and right understand, we're both emotionally fucking pushed to our limits. They truly believe that the people over here are the worst.
I know, dude.
So
I know.
it's not even like they're bad people. They genuinely believe it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just all being manipulated.
It's not fair, and you have to remember that this, like you were saying, it's designed this way. You are being manipulated. And when I speak to most people face to face, often it's 80% middle ground.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're very similar.
Yeah.
And everyone's talking about, everyone just wants the same thing, like you were saying. It's just you have to put the phone down. You have to. Some of the kids in my program, we track screen time.
Yeah.
And some of the screen time is through the roof. We did in southwestern Sydney. The program had 21 kids, and the average was 9.4 hours a day.
Wow.
Average.
Wow.
Which I don't know how much yours is. I might have just doxed you there.
No.
No.
No,
Not
I'm under
much?
that,
Good.
but I do use a lot. I'm like 7 to 8, definitely.
That's quite a lot.
But I do all my editing on my phone. But
so
still,
skewed,
it's only
Yeah.
still only. I looked at it. It was broken down. I think 2.5 hours of that is creative editing.
So the rest of it's just
Now, some of that's YouTube, and
Yep.
YouTube I don't engage with. I like if I'm listening to a video, I'll put it down, and I'll be doing the dishes or whatever. So it's
Yeah.
not. I mean, I could argue it's probably down closer to 5.
Yeah.
That's still a lot.
Still quite a lot.
That's a lot of scroll time.
Yeah.
That's
But
a lot, man.
Some of these kids had 12 hours.
Mate, that's,
And they're just all night on it. Like as soon as recess, the bell rings, they're straight on it.
yeah.
As soon as they go home, they're straight on it. And it's tough because like some of these kids don't, like what they're going home to, they do need an escape from it.
Well, I had this little experience the other day. I got my phone screen
You
fixed.
what?
I got my phone screen fixed.
Oh yeah.
So I'm without a phone for an hour.
Yeah.
Messaged my partner saying, meet you at Joondalup. I'm just going to go for a wander. And yeah, my phone's going to be ready in an hour. So I'll
Yep.
meet you around there. And, you don't have your phone. I've got my wallet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'll go have a shop. There's some things I want to buy. I'm like, well, let's go have a shop. And then I remember this is odd, but I was like looking at like Adidas shorts
Yeah.
at a sports shop. And I was like, yeah, they look good. And I grabbed them. And then I was wearing Adidas shorts. And I got 3 other pairs at home. And I was like, they're $70. What the fuck am I buying it for?
Yeah.
Like I'm buying it so I can look a bit better, what I would perceive to be.
Yeah.
And that look will make me feel better, won't it?
Yeah.
But then I'm wearing these ones, and do I feel any better for wearing these? No. I'm just walking around. I have no phone. All I want right now is someone to talk to.
Yep.
And so I think a lot of people are actually just replacing that person to talk to with phone, which they believe is connection, and then we're confusing connection with phone time. So we're constantly drawn to that, and we're not getting real connection. And then
100%.
all I wanted at that time was I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
I probably could have gone and bought a book and then had to read while I was waiting, maybe,
Yeah.
or something like that. But what else am I going to do? And I bumped into my partner about 25 minutes, half an hour in. And I was like, oh, you're here. Cool. We can chat. And I had someone to connect with. And I realized the whole time I didn't need to buy things, and people are just fucking filling time and they're trying to fill that void with buying things and thinking that's going to help them. It's not. Nothing's
Yeah.
helping. You want connection. Phone's getting in the way of connection. Buying things are getting in the way.
100%,
Social
dude.
media and our comparison to each other is getting in the way of connection. And it was in that little moment I went, all we want is connection. That's the fucking problem.
Yeah, that's all we want, bro. Well, even I'll tell you what's interesting. I'm 25. I actually remember when there was no reels. I remember when Instagram wasn't really a thing. And then when my friends did start downloading it, it was just your friends and just photos. There was no stories. There was no short form content.
Yeah.
And so what we still had iPhones though. They were like newish, and like the girls would be on the phone all the time, and we were like, oh, they're always on their phone. But at least they were talking to each other. If you could look back now, like, bro, that's way better than what's going on now. When it's just nothing.
I got you covered there. I got because I'm 38.
Yeah.
So we had Snake on our phone.
Oh, true. On the Nokia.
On the Nokia 3310.
Oh my God.
And phones were just creeping into high school for us, just like as I was finishing up. And I guess you'd have like, we had Vodafone to Vodafone. So after 8 o'clock, you could call someone. Texts were 25 cents each. So
it used to cost money.
Yeah. And then I remember it graduated to the Motorola Razr, the flip.
Yeah.
And you could take a few photos and send them a little bit.
Yeah.
But again, it wasn't too much. You still had to go on a desktop to go on Facebook.
Yeah.
And you had to log in. And I lived with housemates, so if you left it logged in, you're getting that. So it's pretty fun times, but very different. Like again, like even that was, you could see how it's snowballed into what it is.
Yeah.
We were probably the last generation to, maybe even 4 or 5 years prior to us, probably the luckiest.
Yeah.
But we got the best of both worlds. We got that connection as a kid. We got that, like, I would phone up my mate on a payphone at the train station saying, okay, I'm at the train station. We'll meet you at this one, and we go to the movies and whatnot. Yeah, so I got that level of fun, not knowing if you're going to be able to find each other, trying to navigate that situation. But then obviously I still get the early 20s of like, I've got modern technology. We've got iPhones. We can FaceTime. We can do all this. So I got a bit of both, which was great.
Right.
Like I got the fun.
Yeah.
These kids now are literally growing up with no. They get lost. They can't find their friend. Find my friend. Or they chuck each other on Snapchat and stuff.
Yeah, no clue, dude.
Like we would literally go,
I'm
going to meet you at this place. I'm going to catch this bus, and I hope you're there.
Yeah. It would be a hilarious TV show watching a group of young kids trying to organise their whole day together without a phone.
Seinfeld couldn't exist.
Yeah.
Some of the best episodes of Seinfeld are like they're trapped in their car park. They can't find their car park. That's fucking. You'd probably be able to navigate that. But things like they're trying to wait for phone calls on a payphone in a Chinese restaurant. Can't have that conversation. They're trying to find each other at cinemas. You just send each other a text now. Like the comedy would be completely different now. We're just all about. And I'm not saying this is better or worse. Yeah. Like I'm all for modern technology, but I kind of miss it as well.
Yeah.
The whole like, we'll meet you down at the park and we're going to kick goals until the sun goes down.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds so old and fucking cliche, but I miss it.
Well, it was real, dude. It was real.
Real connection.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Your brain was wired different back then. It wasn't so. Not everything had to be so quick. Like you say, go to the movies. Kids aren't even going to the movies. It's too long. They can't sit there and not talk for that long. And then that's why the ADHD thing's going crazy, because then they'll say, oh, that's because you got ADHD. And then here's amphetamines, which just turns the whole thing into a disaster.
And like there's so many things you could point to with ADHD. You could point to like our diets. Obviously, that's going to have it's going to contribute. There's going to be certain factors genetically that are passed on. I understand that. But the environment we live in of instant gratification is also making us fucking go, well, I've always got this when I wanted it straight away, and now I want it quick.
Yeah.
That's going to manifest itself in certain ways as well. Like it's not
100%.
Like, are we fucking like not going to consider this?
Yeah, I know, but that's why I was saying it's complex, because
that's right. Yeah,
there's actually so much to that. You can't just say, "Oh, kids should just go outside."
Yeah.
Everyone else is on their phone. No one else is outside.
Correct.
Bro. No one else is doing that. No one's going to the movies anymore. There's no one at the skate park.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And even by like this social media ban, which we could talk about for days, but this social media ban, even though I think it's a backdoor into
I'm with you,
digital ID and basically identifying us rather than them. The good thing is that they're going to be off social media in the comparison, Thief of Joy, all sort of stuff like that. Probably get their way around it, I'm sure.
Of course they will.
But they're still going to be texting. They're still going to be doing all these things. Like they'll just start big group chats. Like there's still going to be ways around it. I'm hopeful that something like that will force a bit more presence, but I don't think it will.
I'll tell you what I think will force more presence. The rise of fake content with AI. I think that will force more presence. I think pretty soon, and maybe 3 years, maybe less.
Yeah.
Your entire feed on all of your social media platforms will be fake.
Yeah.
When you get a telemarketing phone call, it's not even going to be a real person.
Yeah.
When you want to buy something, you're never going to speak to a real person. We're getting really close to that. And I think people aren't going to be able to trust anything. If you need to do a $500,000 business deal, you won't be able to do that over the phone. There's fraudsters out there who are working day and night to make sure they can get in the middle of that. So you might have to meet up and talk face to face for stuff like that. I think that'll force it backwards a little bit, or it might just go the other way.
Yeah. I mean, the fear is it goes the other way.
Yeah.
And then you get this stuff that's happening with Plantier and AI and, making assumptions based on algorithms and potentially being able to pick who's going to do a terrorist attack or who's going to, be a murderer. Well, then you're edging down the idea of Minority Report and getting arrested for something you haven't even done.
Have you heard of Oroa?
No.
It's a software they use in supermarkets and all like retail around Australia. And basically what it's doing, it's gathering data on who steals when, how much, and it tracks them around the whole city and sees what they do and all the, it's not live facial recognition, they say, at the moment.
Yeah.
But it's getting close to that. And what they're saying is that soon they'll be able to prevent crime before it happens. This is Oroa saying that. That's not me.
Yeah.
They'll be able to prevent crime before it happens. So you're right. We are getting very close to this, you didn't use your digital ID or, you watch these types of videos on Instagram, that means you can't come to this 5-star hotel because we only take this certain type of people.
Well, that's why that's a real concern that people would have. And by suggesting that, it'll just be dismissed by a government and then thrown away. This is why people are protesting, and this is why we're going to see, hopefully, a nice showing. I don't think it'll be as big as the immigration marches, but I still think it'll be quite large and a good showing of unity amongst people, because we are all fed up. We are all concerned with that. It doesn't matter if you're left or right. You've all got to come and agree that the government could do things a lot better.
Yeah.
The ones that are in power at the moment are fucking shocking. Doesn't mean the other ones are going to do any better.
Yeah.
And that's the concern. It doesn't, like, we can see what you're doing, and you're pushing us to our fucking wits end, which I think, again, is by design. And that's making us get angry. And I've said this plenty of times as well. It's a tense environment. You just need to push them a little bit, and it will become violent.
Yeah.
It will become damaging to property, and they can implement more laws and measures and safety measures and looking after us for the betterment of everyone else. So, and then their fucking voice, the media, comes in to back in what they're saying. This is terrible what's happening. We need these sorts of laws in place.
Yeah. Well, it's different. Well, we've seen this script a few times now. Yeah. So I think this time's going to be different. The digital ID thing is really worrying to me. I've spoken to a couple of people who are my age about it, and they say, yeah, but I don't care. I've got nothing to hide. Everyone's got something to hide, all right?
It's not even that. It's not the I've got nothing to hide.
It's got nothing to do with that.
That's a terrible argument. That people use that one all the time.
Why do you lock your car then?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's not even that. It's like, it doesn't matter if you've got nothing to hide. It shouldn't matter. It's my privacy. It's my life. It's my data. It's my whatever. That's not a fucking reason.
People don't understand how powerful data is. Are you wearing a Whoop?
I'm wearing a Whoop, yeah.
Yeah. So let's say, right?
Yeah.
That tracks your heart rate. There's actually really powerful software in there that can track heaps of different things. Your sleep.
Yeah.
Let's say that's connected to your phone as well. Your phone gets exactly what you're watching and what you're thinking, basically. And then the insurance company comes along and says, oh, you've been identified in a category that might be at risk of heart rate. Your insurance premium's gone up.
Yeah.
Or we see that you drive angry home from work, your heart rate's tense, your car insurance is going to go up. This is what people don't understand, how powerful this data actually is. Yeah. And that's just me. I don't think about this all the time. Imagine the guys who are sitting in a room every day trying to squeeze as much power out of this data as they can.
Yep.
Digital ID is the last straw.
Yeah.
I reckon for that
Yeah,
one.
definitely. And we're seeing it play out in the housing crisis and what's going on with that situation. And things like the rising price of housing and trying to get in, and we're looking at the future. That's a scary reality that we're faced with. But and Luke Tedesco pointed this out a few weeks ago on the podcast, wages have to come up at some point to meet the increased demands on what we're doing. But that's going to be absorbed by large businesses and big corporations, and the small businesses and the small guys, they can't afford to raise those wages because their insurance premiums went up and their rent went up as well because everything's gone up. So then you close down all these small businesses and these sole traders, and then you're just left with 2 or 3 companies that run fucking everything. And that is, I think, the goal, the ultimate goal of everything is for government to basically shut down any sort of minority little oppositions and have it as a duopoly of, the Coles, Woolies, the Liberal, the Labor. It's the same thing. They just want two choices that are the same, really.
Well, that's the goal of a for-profit company.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's 100% the goal, is to take as much profit as you can.
Yeah.
They're not just going to stop. So when people say, these large companies, there shouldn't be billionaires.
And then
work.
bringing it all back to the mental health stuff. That's why people feel helpless and hopeless and anxiety, because every time that they feel like they have a concern, their concerns are just dismissed.
Yeah.
And that's not great for mental health.
No. I think we're at a pretty important point in youth mental health, especially in this country. The prescription rates have gone up a lot. The last 2 years has been 130% for girls.
Fuck.
It's gone up, which is heaps. The youth suicide rate is very high. It's been the leading cause of death for young people for quite a while now. 73% of all male youth suicides had prescription medication in their post-mortem toxicology. 73%.
Fuck.
So we definitely need a second look at this.
Yeah.
Because if what we're trying to do, and what it looks like from just what I've read in the research, is that we've had COVID, we had lots of isolation, we've got all these new technologies coming through, and we've got lots of mental health challenges, which we've always had, but we're trying to medicate our way out of it. What I'm seeing with the prescription numbers going up and up and up is that we're trying to medicate the way out of it, and we're not going to teach any of these kids real skills. Now, what happens when those kids have kids? And those kids will have even less skills. This could snowball really fast.
Yeah.
And I think if suicide's the leading cause of death and there's 73% prescription medication in their toxicology, it at least needs a second look.
Yeah.
At the very least, that's all it needs, is a second look. Some of the research around comparisons to social programs versus medication, they're there, but the research isn't very good.
Yeah.
So we're really pushing to get someone to fund research for that.
What a controversial statement that is. Let's look at a problem objectively and just say, hey, is there a correlation?
Yep.
Yeah. It's always the obvious stuff, I think. But it's good that there is, I guess, not attacking, I guess focusing on kids and the youth now before it snowballs into a problem. That's why we probably need these programs in schools.
Yes, it's really important. We do a couple of schools. It's really important that you get them earlier. Early intervention for any issue and disease is obviously the most important.
I was thinking about starting, Delby really brought this up actually, but he really would, and I agree, want to start a resilience building program. I don't know the first thing about that, but I know that some people who do have the right knowledge. So maybe that is like a hard yarns resilience building program, but I wanted it to be with parents. I wanted parents to bring their kids to this resilience camp and they both build, because it's not just about the kids. The parents have formed a lack of resilience as well.
Yes.
And in my opinion, lack of resilience is one of the biggest drivers in mental health. Not but there's other factors we've discussed, but it's a fucking big factor.
It's a big factor, yeah.
Just not realizing your own strength and your own power. That's a huge tool in the toolkit in regards to fighting off any sort of anxieties,
Yeah.
any sort of problems that we face.
That's tough. So I went through this same thought process, building a resilience program. You can't market a program to young boys that's for their mental health. Okay, they don't want to talk about it. Statistically, they don't want it. Girls will reach out for it.
Not even preventatively,
Well, you have to market it a little bit of a different way.
which is what
Like land the jab. It's
Yeah.
it's a boxing program. It's
Yeah.
not to do. It is to do with your mental health, but only a little bit.
Yeah.
You can come in and box.
yeah,
You know, the kids who are really struggling with their mental health and feel isolated aren't going to show up to a program to build their mental health. It's going to feel like a failure for them.
yeah. That's also. It seems like the last thing you'd want to do,
100%.
because you're already feeling deflated and
Yeah.
down. Like you're not going to feel that motivated.
Yeah.
Well, rarely you'd see someone motivated enough to take that first step and go do it.
Yes, and
Yeah.
that's the gap I'm seeing in a lot of the government programs. Is the kids who do reach out, they actually will get support. This country's pretty good with mental health support if you reach out. We're missing so many kids in between the gaps, and the kids who don't reach out, unfortunately, are the ones who are most at risk. And we're missing them with, you know, programs where you have to go to a GP, get a mental health plan, go to a psychologist, psychiatrist, and then feed into another program. That's too much for a lot of these kids. You got to remember, we're talking about 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old boys.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. And their old form of resilience, bullying and
Yeah.
trying to fit in and stuff seems to, well, it's there, but it's different.
yeah,
It's
it's different.
yeah. Persevering to try and improve in sports or
Yeah.
whatever. Like they're gone. Like
Yeah,
it's yeah. I don't know, but I am seeing health as a trend coming back.
oh for sure. I was saying this yesterday, but bro, I work at a Muay Thai gym in Bondi, and the numbers are crazy.
Yeah. Do you think enough people have seen the other side and gone, oh, this is bullshit?
What
I
the
mean,
other side?
As in the body positivity, the
Yeah.
just the lack of the opposite, the lack of resilience. It's
Yeah.
okay. That sort of people have seen the other side, I think, and gone, oh, you're fucking talking shit. It's
Yeah.
okay to have understanding and passion for each other. And
Two things can be true.
yes,
Yep.
two things can
Two
be true.
things can be
Exactly. And they're going, oh no, just because I'm a young man and I want to go to the gym and improve myself, I'm not a toxic masculine role model anymore.
Yeah.
I just want to do it because it's a good thing to do for my health and strength and mental resilience.
Yeah.
Like people have seen that it's not a fucking toxic thing anymore. They're sick of being lied to.
Yeah.
Sick of being, I won't even bring up other shit, but there's other things that have been lied to about where they're like, oh no, I don't have a mental health problem. I'm just sad because my girlfriend broke up with me.
Yeah.
What?
Go to the gym, little bro.
Yeah, now there is, again, two things can be true.
Yep.
There's but I'm not going to clip that up because then people will be like, oh, what? You don't think mental health's a thing? No. So, but these are things like, again, it's absurd that I have to say that at the end.
The health trend is going up. In Bondi, obviously, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And when I first moved there, I thought it was an outlier. And it is to an extent. But even when I stayed at, how do you say it, Cottesloe?
Cottesloe, yeah.
Cottesloe Beach last night.
Beautiful.
I went and got a coffee at 6:30 this morning. And, bro, it was packed. There's pelotons of bikers going past. Everyone's running. Everyone's out getting coffee, swimming. And I was like, wow, people really do love their health.
And mate, you go down the coast, and I've noticed this as a person who's gone to the beach their whole life or run down the coast and stuff. Used to be a time where you go down the beach, there'd be no one there.
Yeah.
You'd have it to yourself. And I'd be like, what the fuck? Come on, guys. Like, it's a 38-degree day. It's beautiful weather. Like, no one's here. And now you can't get a spot. You try to run down the coast. It's barely space on the pathway. And my concern is it's a fad for some people.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it's a healthy fad. As long as I don't go back to the social media version and start using it as a comparison. Like, I have to look like this to be happy. Again, going back to what I said about the buying. Yeah, that's happening as well. People are confusing and blurred lines. Two things can be true.
True.
I think I'm going to name this episode
Yep.
Two Things Can Be True.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a healthy trend to a point as long as you don't use it as I'm doing this to look good.
Yeah.
Looking good is great. Yeah, it makes you feel good. But I've done it so many times where I've gotten in the best nick of my life.
Yep.
And I look at myself in the mirror and I go, oh, cool.
Done.
Well, I'm no happier or I'm no sadder. I'm just like, cool, one less thing to worry about. So it's not about the look. It's about health in general, and if you can sort of be confident in yourself is good. But yeah, it's just not have that as your goal. I want to look like this. I want to.
Yeah, that's never going to help, is it?
Appearances.
Yeah, no, that's not going to help. But feeling good's important.
Feeling good's
and it definitely helps. We have a lot of run clubs in Bondi. I think we have the biggest one in the country. I don't quote me on
I
that.
call them Tinder for athletes.
This is what I was about to say.
Yeah.
And a lot of people hang shit on the run clubs,
Yeah.
and they say exactly, like people make satirical posts. Oh, the run club guy wears this, and it's like, yeah, but you can't just rag shit on everyone trying to do something. These guys are meeting up in the morning. They're running. They're talking. They're having more connection. You can't rag on them for that, and then go home and say, "Oh, no one talks to each other anymore, and no one does anything." You can't have it both ways like that.
Yeah.
I think, props to them.
Yeah, and it could be Tinder for athletes.
Sure, great.
But
And
two
running.
things can be
Two
true.
things can be true. Yeah, it
Yes.
could be. Yeah,
Mate, I like it. I think I would join a run club now anyway because I just maybe not. I could join a run club. I've got people I can run with, so I probably don't need it. But some of those people who feel alone, fuck, what a benefit!
Yeah.
Imagine the connection you'd feel just for friendships.
People have said that to me before. Oh, start a run club. I fucking hate running.
Yeah.
I hate it. I'm not doing the run club. I don't care how many people ask me to do it. I'm not doing a run club. It hurts my knees. All right. I'm not doing it. Fuck running.
Well, I'm an ultra runner, and I agree. I hate it. No, I've gotten to a point now where I like a 6K run around a lake or something like 10Ks. Like I can do that.
Yeah,
no
too
problem.
far, bro.
But
too far. I'll run to the bus if I have to. And that's as far as I'll go.
So I like that, but once you go on a bit further, maybe it's a bit much. What I hate is swimming.
Oh, really?
I fucking hate
Yeah.
it. I hate
You've done a lot of it?
Enough to be
Enough to
bored.
know you hate it.
Enough to look. I think a way around it. Maybe this is a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Two things can be true.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with Band-Aid sometimes. I think if I had headphones in and I was listening to something and maybe if I had a lane to myself, it's hard to find a lane to yourself.
True. Oh, you're at a pool going back and forth.
Yeah. Hard to find a lane to yourself. Or that's not completely busy. I don't mind if there's one or two people in that lane and you're sort of doing a bit of a circle, but when you got 10 people in one lane and it's just fucking full, it's a bit much. But if I had headphones, maybe. I still wouldn't go further than a K.
Yeah, that's a long way in the water.
A kilometre is so far.
Long way.
I remember starting out last year swimming again, and I got to like 400 metres, which is 8 laps, and fucking head spins.
Yeah,
like
400 metres, 8. See, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Even just off that.
Yeah. And I was stopping in between every 100, like just quick little
fuck.
5-10 seconds, but it's stopping, catching my breath.
Well,
and then go again.
it's the breathing thing.
Yeah.
You can't just breathe when you want. That's the hardest thing.
I think it's the number one reason I wouldn't do an Ironman. Yeah. Actually, no. That's not why I wouldn't do an Ironman.
How long is an Ironman?
It's a 42.1 kilometre run. It's about and Ironman people are going to hate me. I'm going to get it wrong. I think it's about a 180 kilometre bike ride and about a 4 kilometre swim. It's ish.
Shit.
You know why I don't want to do it? I can't be fucked training to do it properly.
Yeah.
I could do it and do it poorly, and I could. Like it'd be fucking tough. Yeah. I'd do it poorly, but I can't do something poorly. I'd want to be all in and fucking let's finish and let's go and I don't have to be elite, but let's go as best as I can. And to do that, it's and you're riding for some of these people who are training. They're riding for 6 hours.
Yeah.
Like I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So
I did the Great Victorian Bike Ride when I was like 17, which was 500 Ks, 100 Ks a day for 5 days. I'd never ridden a bike before. Like I'd ridden to the shops and back. I'd never ridden a road bike before.
Yeah.
So I borrowed someone's bike, and it actually, maybe I was just young and like could just do everything. And I was boxing, so I was fit, but like not bike fit.
Yeah.
And it was hard, but not that hard. It hurt my ass heaps. That was the one thing I remember.
Man. I don't.
Bro.
So I had one thing that inspired me to do an ultra the first time was I'm a videographer, and I don't really do that anymore. But I was filming for 3 Claremont Footy Club boys actually, down near Cottesloe your way, and they were the bushfires in Sydney, I think it was. No, we had them over here as well. And they were like, we're going to raise money for these bushfire victims. I was like, cool, that's awesome.
Sweet.
He's like, do you want to film it? And I was like, cool, easy. They're going to ride to Albany in a day, which Albany, you wouldn't know, but it's about 500 kilometres away.
Okay.
And they've never ridden. none of them were riders. And so a couple of them planned this, I think, about a month and a half out, started training. Richo and, they had a good crack at training. And then Declan Mountford, who's he plays, I think he's the Claremont captain now still. He, like I think about a week and a half before, was like, yeah, I'll do it as well. And they rode down there, got it done in, I think, in 22 hours, 23 hours, and their calves were cramping. Like, I think Declan Mountford said he'd only ridden like twice, like in 2 weeks prior. Like, he just, his ass, his calves, everything would have been
22
melting,
hours.
Like melting.
It's got to be lifelong damage
Oh,
right there.
mate. And I think he had to play a few weeks later as well. Like, I don't know, but yeah, seeing people do that and push themselves through adversity, it inspired me to do what I had done now, is to run ultras, and it pushed me out the door.
Ultras,
to do
how
it.
long?
Well, anything over a marathon is considered, but
Okay.
I do 80. I've done a couple of 50s. I've done 3 80s and 102. So I'm not like, I don't do them 2 or 3 or 4 a year. I just do
80 kilometres.
Yeah.
How long does that take you, 80 kilometres?
My last one took me 9.5 hours, but my first one took me 14. So it took a while.
Dude,
Yeah.
what do you think about this? Is what intrigues me about running. That's a really long time. Like I've driven long distances, and I've got music, and I can listen to podcasts, and then eventually, I'm just like sick of hearing stuff.
Yeah. It does.
So I wind the windows down, and then eventually I have to stop, and because there's nothing else to do. What are you thinking about?
Well, that's exactly what it was. I pushed for as long as I could without. I remember the first one, and I still do this as often as I can. I do as much as I can without, because then when you have the music and you have the podcast, it's like that joy. It's that little relief. Whereas if you just start listening to music, 3 hours in, you're like, I'm fucking over this.
Yeah.
And if you listen to a podcast, you might listen to one for 3 hours. By the end of it, you're mentally exhausted. You're like, oh, I don't want to do another one. So I push as long as I can without, and that might be 2 hours, 3 hours, and then I'll go, right, time for a bit of music injection. Or I'll chuck it in for an hour, and then I'll take it out and do another hour or so without, and talk to people on the run and whatever.
Yeah, right.
That's how I do it. But I don't know. I think everyone's different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That's another form of resilience. But
yeah, well, that's like what do they call it? Delayed gratification.
Yeah, delayed
That's a really good example.
Let me tell you, the fucking roller coaster of emotions you go through, especially when you're in your first couple.
Yeah.
Of like, oh, I'm done. I am done.
Yeah.
I am done. Never fucking stepping another foot on this path. And then you push for another 5 minutes, and you're like, oh, I'm alive. This is so good. Like, you just, these emotional roller coaster. But the point I was getting at was, I watched them, and that inspired me to do something and to I guess, push myself. And I hope that people see me push myself, and that inspires them. And then that person gets seen by someone pushing themselves, and it's a fucking it's a infectious thing where it just carries on. It's a snowball effect where we're all like, we're all able to do this.
Yeah.
I came from I was in dad bod mode, not feeling great about myself. Definitely wasn't in the best shape, wasn't running, and now I can run it quite well and quite confidently. Anyone can do that.
Yeah.
They can come from anything. Tell you what, the people who fucking run past me on those ultras are like, 50, 60-year-old chubby old ducks.
Chubby?
Yeah.
No way.
Mate, I'm telling you, like, there's some chubby old ducks running around, and they've beaten me. And I like to think I'm quite athletic, and I'm pretty strong in that sort of area. But mate, like that in my head is just proof that anyone can do this, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's a mindset, it's a thing. It's like, just keep on ticking.
Yeah. Well, I'm not hugely like into David Goggins. I've listened to a couple of his podcasts. He's a super interesting guy.
Yeah.
But like that, his story is crazy. That was basically willpower alone.
Yeah.
A lot of those achievements.
I know. Yeah,
that's insane, dude.
Yeah, I am interested. I would like to interview him. I'm not certain. Look, again, inspires someone to do something.
Yep.
Gary Vee was that for me in building a business. Inspires me to do something. I think people pushing their limits and trying something, that inspires the next person who inspires the next person. And it's a butterfly effect where if we can continue to do that, whether or not it's athletic like running and sports or UFC, boxing, or if it's building a business or building a community or starting a run club or fucking whatever, being an artist. As if it's something that inspires the next person to have a crack at something they would find inspiring themselves, then fuck, what a good world that would be. That's what I want my life algorithm to be.
Yeah, 100%.
I want to see people inspiring other people.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there are. And I want people to start tagging me in people that they find inspiring, because I want them on the podcast. And
Yeah, true.
there we go. That's the new direction. What's inspiring people?
A life algorithm of inspiration.
Yeah, the life
Done it,
algorithm. Maybe that's what it's going to be called. Two things can be right.
Yeah.
Life algorithm. Mate, this has been a good little chat, and I'm conscious that you do need to catch a flight before we go home. But anything you want to plug before we finish up?
If you want to head to the website, landthejab.com. Like I said, we're a completely community-funded program. We don't get any additional funding, so you can buy a shirt, buy some shorts. It does actually go a long way, or you can just donate directly, and that goes a long way too.
Man, that's a good chat. I like that. That's a good episode. And mate, anytime you're over, jump on.
Sweet. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, cheers.
Appreciate it.
All right.